Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Dasnia Thada. Let's start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
UNP announces continuity of good governance government. SLFP says it will not support a UNP government. Signs of a potential cabinet reshuffle in the future. Confusion over the independent group in Maharagama which won with candidates outside the electorate.
The Prime Minister says he won't resign. Sajid Premadasa nor Karujaya Surya will become the Prime Minister either. Nimal Siripala de Silva doesn't seem like he would get the post. Dinesh Gunawardena, another no. A number of shattered dreams. Will someone totally unexpected become the Prime Minister?
Local government candidates who contested under the leadership of the President and emerged victorious met with the head of state today.
The meeting took place at the Presidential Palace in Fort. The meeting brought together victorious candidates from the SLFP, UPFA, CWC, National Congress and the EPDP. Even though we didn't win, we have representatives in each and every village. Don't forget, I will not discard anyone. Those who won, those who lost, it doesn't matter to me, as the party will create a plan which allows them to work for the people. There is no need to be sad or upset about the election results. We should not falter. We should move ahead with even more vigor. During the election, I said we will allocate the money required to develop each area and I will keep my promise. We will launch a broad campaign against fraud and corruption.
දූෂණයට වංචාවට නාස්තියට විරුද්ධව පුළුල් ජාතික වැඩපිළිවෙලක් මම ආරම්භ කරනවා.
He placed his trust in us and contested in our districts under the symbol of the rooster. We placed our trust in him and contested under the beetle leaf. How could I meet him without completing the responsibilities that I was entrusted with? That is what was in my mind. We have won 11 of the 12 bodies in the Nuwara Elia district. There were varying views being expressed about me and the CWC over the past few days. The CWC and the Thondaman family do not have two tongues. We have one tongue and one word.
ஒன்று மாத்திரம் நான் சொல்லிக்கிற விரும்புகிறேன். இலங்கை காங்கிரஸும் சரி தொண்டமான் குடும்பமும் சரி என்னைக்குமே ரெண்டு நாக்கு கிடையாது. ஒரே நாக்கு ஒரே சொல் தான்.
Following the meeting, members of the SLFP expressed their views to the media. The issue began because the UNP said they are going to form a government on their own. As the SLFP and the UPFA, the members requested that we should take up that challenge and form our own government. You might be able to see a result by next week. We are continuing with our work. As the SLFP, we are carrying on with a different plan to form our own government. The Yahapalana government cannot continue because the people have rejected the Yahapalana government. Our aim is to form our own government. We will receive the support of the joint opposition. Definitely.
Deputy Minister Nishantha Muthuhettigama, speaking in Gaul, said the UPFA government would be created.
We hope to hold talks with the joint opposition and those who contested under the beetle leaf as well as several others to form a group of 113 to create a government. We hope His Excellency the President would agree to it. It's been over 2 years since one group split into two. We have pledged an agreement to continue the next 2 years together with no monetary transactions or deals on positions. We hope we can successfully conclude a political operation within the next 24 hours. The UNP cannot form a government on its own. 15 people from the UNP will cross over. We will form a government with them. There is a group that will support our solo government. I will not say we are going to govern with them. We hope to do justice by the people who voted for us during the next 2.5 years.
The UNP parliamentary group met with the Prime Minister at the Temple Trees this morning. Several MPs commented on the meeting thereafter.
We have decided to continue with this government. Everyone decided to strengthen the government and pay close attention to the message given by the people and then move forward with a new vision. There will be amendments to the policies of the government and the structure of the party.
විවිධ සංශෝධන ආණ්ඩුවේ ප්‍රතිපත්ති කරා. නිදහස් පක්ෂ නායකත්වය සම්බන්ධයෙන් යම් කිසි දෙයක් නැගත මහලකඳුවා. එහෙම
Such things were not decided on. We agreed to a mutual decision to restructure the party. The majority power in the government has not changed. If anyone wants to form a government, they need to show a majority. Thereafter we can decide on that. For now, the government holds the majority.
ඕනේ. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලෝ පෙන්නුවට පස්සේ අපි තීරණය කරමු. දැනට ආණ්ඩුවේ තමයි බහුතරය තියෙන්නේ.
ඔබතුමා පෙරේද කිව්වා තනිව ආණ්ඩුව පිහිටනවා කියලා එක්සත්.
නලින් බණ්ඩාර කියන්නේ එක්කෙනෙක්.
Yes, Nalin Bandara says so. If Nalin Bandara can form a government alone, I would have done it yesterday. We made a request. It is clear the supporters want a separate government. There was a meeting at the General Secretary's residence. Ministers Sajid Premadasa, Daya Gamage, Harsha De Silva, the General Secretary, Sujeva Senasinghe, Ruwan Vijayawardena and Ajit P. Pereira were present. This is not a conspiracy, though some view it as a conspiracy. We are working day and night to steer the ruling party into the correct path. We are not doing so to protect the party or the Prime Minister or the President. We are working together to deliver what the party supporters are requesting from us. This is not a conspiracy. The Prime Minister and Malik Samaravikrama are aware of the meeting. Several former ministers from the SLP will remain with the government. Some might break away. We will have a cabinet reshuffle. All measures will be taken to steer the government forward. Nobody needs to have any fear. Several ministers from the SLP say they will break away. We will be able to see who they are in the future. The reshuffle process will be expedited within a week and the changes will be those attractive to the people of the country. Everyone agreed to it. We will continue to move ahead strengthening the UNP-led government of good governance.
Addressing the Cabinet media briefing this morning, Co-Cabinet spokesperson Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne confirmed a possible cabinet reshuffle this week.
During our discussions, even Mahinda Rajapaksa had called the Prime Minister and asked why he is leaving. He said, you don't have to leave because you have a good voter percentage. He said the Prime Minister doesn't have to leave because other people say so. Just reshuffle the cabinet. Neither of them can form a government. It has to be formed with both together. The UNP has a higher possibility of forming its own government more than the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. Our primary objective is to carry on with this good governance government and implement the remaining policies.
කැබිනට් සංශෝධනයක් සිද්ධ වෙනවා නම් ඒක කරන්නේ පළාත් පාලන ආයතන පිහිටුවීමෙන් පස්සේද ඊට කලින්ද
මේ සතියේ
සිද්ධ වෙනවා මේ එක්සත් ජනතා නිදහස් සන්ධානයේ මහලේකම්වරයා ඊයේ නිවේදනයක් නිකුත් කරනවා මේ තියෙන තත්ත්වෙත් එක්ක මේ අගමැතිවරයාත් එක්ක තවදුරටත් අපිට වැඩ කටයුතු කරගන්න බැහැ කියලා මහින්ද අමරවීර මහත්මයා අත්සන් කරලා නිවේදනයක් නිකුත් කරනවා.
සෙල්ලාම අග්‍රාමාත්‍යවරයාත් එක්ක යන්න.
It is the party members who should first decide whether or not they can continue with the Prime Minister. There are talks outside about the Prime Minister changing. These are matters which should be discussed internally. None of these topics were discussed in Cabinet yesterday.
Meanwhile, the joint opposition says before it can make a decision to support a government, the Sri Lanka Freedom Party has to part ways with the United National Party.
The parliamentary group of the joint opposition met with former President Mahinda Rajapaksa today and held talks on the future course of action.
We will give our support if they form a government without the UNP. We will not do it by taking up ministerial positions. We are expecting the position of opposition leader. No, we are not hiding. We are playing our games in the open. The government is toppled. All what is left to do is to form a government. We will form a government quickly. We will take a decision that suits the people. First part ways with the United National Party, then we can talk. If they had filed for divorce on Valentine's Day, this would have been done by now. They have filed for divorce and they are now waiting for the verdict. Once the verdict comes, we will talk about the next wedding. They have to terminate the agreement they have with the UNP. Once they do, we will take our decision. To form a UPFA government, they have to call off the coalition government with the UNP. That is what we hope for. It is not our job to form a government. We will give our blessings for parting ways from the UNP government. This government cannot dissolve parliament until they pass an act with a two-thirds majority. They are continuing the government because they cannot do this. It will end with them dissolving parliament. This government feels like it has no government. We cannot let this country fall into instability. Someone has to carry the country forward. Reports have emerged that Minister of Law and Order Sagala Ratnayaka has resigned from his post. Newsfirst raised this question at the Cabinet media briefing today.
This afternoon, Minister Sagala Ratnayaka posted on Facebook that he no longer wishes to serve as the subject Minister of Law and Order, and he made this known when the UMP parliamentary group convened today. Ratnayaka adds he is prepared to accept any responsibility given to him by the party leadership to serve the people. He said he is prepared to resign because there are allegations against him. You have seen the results. Those who are supposed to be in jail are making heroic statements. No, I cannot look after both doctors and the police. If a doctor assaults a policeman, whose side am I to take?
Establishing authority is being hotly debated now that the results in from the local government elections.
Maharagama Urban Council was won by an independent group. The group won all the wards in the electorate, obtaining 25 seats in the House. The Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, which saw their nomination list rejected upon submission, supported this independent list over the course of the campaign. However, all candidates apart from 2 happen to be residents of other areas. While 20 of these candidates are residents of Divulapiti and Badalgama in the Gampaha district, a further 3 happen to be residents of Wellawatta. Newsfirst attempted to meet the candidates today. There are 3 individuals over the age of 80 on this list and 1 individual facing a serious medical condition.
None of these people have a right to hold positions in the Maharagama Council. The Rajapaksa regime knowingly contributed this situation. Why? Because the whole list is made up of people who live in Badalgama addresses. These are not people who live in Badalgama and have found addresses in Maharagama. In some houses, they have put forward the husband, wife, son and daughter. This is the reality.
This group has done extremely well to sneak past the election rules. Once someone is elected as a member of a local government body, he can only be removed according to his will by a resignation. Apart from this, there is no other legal way to remove them through an election petition or otherwise. These individuals were allowed to compete because there was no objection put forward when the nomination lists were handed over during the early stages. It is now the responsibility of all parties to ensure that these individuals are allowed to carry out their duties as members of the Urban Council freely. Another problematic situation has arisen in areas where no one party has been able to acquire a clear majority. A key reason for this is the increase in the number of representatives from smaller parties, which has come about as a result of the new mixed electoral system.
We can rescue about 185 of the 300 and something councils where Mahinda Rajapaksa isn't there if we get together and get the support of smaller parties.
Now, when looking at things, there isn't enough space in the bodies for the reserve lists. This has been very unfair to the Podujana Peramuna, which has won emphatically in all these wards.
The chairman of the Elections Commission had this to say on the future course of action.
If a party or group has managed to secure even a few seats in a council or sabha, we urge them to nominate in writing their nominees for mayor, deputy mayor, chairman or deputy chairman. I would like to also remind these parties and groups of the importance of sticking to the female quota. There are situations where in certain places groups have won all their wards, but they have attempted to shift their female lists to other parties or independent groups. All result reports are being brought in today by district deputy commissioners. Either on the 20th or the 21st, we will send a letter requesting all parties to submit a list of members they wish to appoint.
The United National Party is a people's party in Sri Lanka. The UNP boasts of an illustrious history of more than 70 years and is a party that contributed immensely to the nation. On behalf of the aspirations of the people, we will expose weaknesses and flaws. The people hope for one thing. The party which fulfilled the aspirations of the people with guidance from great leaders once again establishes democracy within itself. Sadly, the present leaders and officials of this prestigious party have failed to understand their arbitrary decisions have forced the people to distance themselves from the party. When we expose such matters, we are well aware of the barrage of criticism and false accusations levelled against us. We leave it to the people of the country to decide what the truth is. We have understood it is important to reveal the truth to the entire nation for the betterment of its citizens. We expose the truth behind the central bank treasury bond scam. The people are now very much aware of that scam. We will not stop revealing the truth for the people of this country.
Yesterday, Tis Attanayake, who occupied the position of UNP General Secretary for 8 years, shared his views with us. Today, former Minister Sirisena Kure, who occupied the same position for 4 years, spoke to News First. Who is a leader? A leader is someone who surrounds himself with people more talented than him. A leader then takes use of these people around him. We appoint a leader to a political party. However, if the party is not moving forward or being rebuilt, then why are the people remaining silent? If the leader is afraid of talented people, then it would lead to a downfall. It has been proven today that there are second-tier leaders. Look back, our leaders never had corruption allegations. The others should have confidence to stand up and tell him to step down. If we were there, it wouldn't have been a big deal. There are thousands of party members. How can one person remain in this manner? That means the hundreds of thousands of party members are fools. It has been proven over and over again. I have organized areas under more trying situations and emerged victorious. If they invite me, I will return. Winning is not so difficult. There is an issue with the leadership. Why should millions suffer because of one person's mistakes? If they are not suitable, they should be removed. There are millions who vote for us. Why should we be afraid of one person? He should be grabbed by the neck and thrown out. You cannot become a leader all by yourself. If we give you something, we can always take it back. The issue is that people don't have a backbone. The leader should not think of himself. He should think of the party. He should think about who will succeed him. If you fail once or twice, you should reflect on your actions and consider why this is happening. Is it because of my flaws, faults or inadequacies? A proper leader would have taken a decision without putting the people in trouble. If you can't fix it, you should move out.
Former Central Bank Governor Arjuna Mahendran is expected to report to the director of the CID to provide a statement by midnight today.
On the 2nd of this month, the Criminal Investigations Department reporting facts to court highlighted there is a need to bring Arjuna Mahendran to the country. Thereby, the Fourth Magistrate issued an order via Interpol for Arjuna Mahendran to appear before the CID and provide a statement before the 15th. According to facts reported to court by the CID via a B report, Arjuna Mahendran is accused of conspiring and committing a criminal breach of trust at the controversial auction on the 27th of February 2015. In the first monetary policy review of 2018, the Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Dr. Indrajit Kumaraswamy, said the economy is currently operating at a level below its potential, but expressed confidence in the economy stabilizing and gathering momentum.
The board decided to leave the policy rates unchanged. The economy is stabilizing. It has made significant progress towards stabilizing. There was positivity reflected in the business outlook, which seems to indicate that growth could pick up. Now, for all that to continue and materialize to an even better outcome, the country needs political stability. Clearly, if you have prolonged political instability, you can't have accelerated growth and development. That is just not possible. Political stability, macroeconomic stability, rule of law, etc. are basic ingredients for development. So clearly, the faster we can get political stability, the better.
What are the immediate and long-term repercussions of this, and how long do you think this will take the central bank to?
It's not the central bank, it is a collective action that has to be taken by several agencies. As the Deputy Governor said, by October we hope to get off the list. But, you know, the grey list, you are basically put on notice. So there isn't, at present, we have not seen any direct impact. But if you then slip down to the blacklist, then it has dramatic repercussions. For instance, banks can lose their, our banks will lose their correspondent relationships, and generally people will be very reluctant to deal with our financial services sector. So the blacklist really becomes a problem. Right now it's an amber light that's flashing, and we need to get out of this list very quickly.
The Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has extended the suspension of the primary dealer arm of Pan Asia Banking Corporation PLC for a period of 6 months with effect from today.
As a result, Pan Asia Banking Corporation will not be able to carry out business and activities as a primary dealer. This regulatory action restricts PABC's access to the primary auctions for government securities. PABC was first given a suspension by the Monetary Board on the 15th of August based on the findings of an investigation carried out by the Central Bank related to PABC's transactions with Perpetual Treasuries Limited in the government securities market. The Monetary Board today said the suspension was extended in order to continue the investigations being conducted by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. However, the Central Bank stressed it does not affect any of the other activities or services of PABC. Stay tuned to TV1 for Hot Seat with Farah Shaukat Ali and senior banker Rusripala Thennakoon.
And that's a wrap of Primetime News for tonight. For the News First team, I'm Dasni Athaga.
And I'm Shen Silva. Take care and good night.